Some folks say joy is greater than sorrow. Others say nay, the greater but say unto. Some folks say joy is greater than sorrow. Others say nay, the greater but say unto. Inseparable, together they come with one sits along with the board. Remember that all is slept with the bed. No human. Some folks say joy. Some folks say. Some folks say joy. Some folks say joy is greater than sorrow. Others say nay, the greater but say unto. Inseparable, together they come with one sits along with the board. Remember that all is slept with the bed. No human relation give only possession to another. Every two souls are absolutely different with the friendship and the love. Two side by side, raise your hand, find what cannot be reached alone. You give but little when you give your possessions, and this when you give yourself what you truly give. It takes a minute to have a crush. And I would have liked someone but a day to love someone, but it takes a lifetime to forget. Generosity is war. It's can pride. Take less than you need. Hearts united with the pain and sorrow, not be separated with the joy and happiness and bond. Moving in sadness is stronger than ties of joy and pleasure, love. So, wash by the years. Remain eternally pure and faithful to you and what you believe. You will you do it for you? And what is to die but to stand naked in the south wind, to melt into the sun? When the earth shall claim your limbs, you shall truly dance. I am ignorant, absolute truth. But I am humble before my ignorance, and therein lies honor, my reward. A little, you have to be a little. To love one another, link not a bond of love, but let it rather be moving sea between the shores of your soul. The pain is breaking the shell that encloses your understanding. Could you keep your heart and wonder at the daily miracles of the life? Your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. You pray in your distress and your need, but that you might pray also in the fullness of the joy and joy. Breathe, smallest act of kindness. More than the greatest intention. The reality of the other person lies not in what he reveals to you, but what he cannot reveal. Therefore, you will understand him, listen to not what they say, but rather to what he does not say. Beauty is eternity, gazing at his mirror. But you are the eternity that you are the mirror. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, but never the opportunity to put the music is the language of the spirit, but it opens the secret of life, beginning to peace, abolishing strife. You may forget with whom you laughed, but you will never forget with whom you wept. It's wrong to think that love comes from the long compassion and companionship and persevering of the courtship, but the love is the offspring of spiritual affinity. And unless that affinity is created in a moment, it will not be created for the years and generations. But when you part with the friend, grieve not for that which you love most, in them will not be clear in its absence, but the mountain to climb, clear the pain. Plain as game, love you when you bow in your mosque, not be in your temple to pray in your church. For you and I are sons of one, and it is the spirit. And a woman spoke, saying, you can feel the pain, which the pain is breaking under the shell and closing the understanding. But even when the stone of the fruit must break, that his heart may stand in the sun, so we know what pain is. And could you keep your heart and wonder at the daily miracles? The wondrous joy you have. It is the bitter potion by which the physician with heals your sick self. Therefore trust the drink and a remedy in silence and tranquility. For the hand, though heavy, hand is hard and guided by the tender hand of the unseen. And the cup he brings, though it brings your lips, been fashioned of the clay which the potter has moistened. For the own sacred tears of solitude has soft silky hands with strong fingers that grasp the heart and make it ache with sorrow. And to understand the heart and the mind of the person, look at not what he has already done, but what he aspires to do. But if you love, you must needs have desires. Let these be desires to melt like running brook that sings its melody to the night. To be wounded by the understanding of love and to bleed willingly. To rest at noon, meditate love's ecstasy. To be home, even tied with gratitude, and not to sleep with a prayer for beloved in your heart and song of praise on the lips of you. I have not found the truth. I have found a truth. I have not found the truth. I have not found the truth. I have found a truth. I have found the path of the soul. I have met the soul walking upon my path. The soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, neither does it grow like a reed. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of the countless petals. Forgetfulness is a form of freedom. For what is evil but good torture, but it's hunger and thirst. To deeper the sorrow carves into the being, the more joy you can contain. It's the cup that holds your wine, the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven. And it's not the loot that soothes the spirit, but the very wood that hollows the knives. And whether your joy is not to look into the deep heart, but that you can find it only which has given you the sorrow, but this has given you joy. When sorrow looked again in your heart, and you should see that truth, that you've been weeping from that. That has been daylight, and there's never been a day like this, and there will never be a day like yesterday. Our future is right now and tomorrow, and a friend who was far away sometimes much nearer than you, who was at hand. It's not the mountain the far move, inspiring and more clearly visible enough that one passing through the valley, and those who inhabit the mountain. When you love, you should not think and direct the course. For love, we will find the worthy director, much like pain itself, the bitter potion by which the heals of your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician, and I, that drink the remedy in silence and tranquility. For the hand, though heavy and hard, guided by tender hands of the unseen, and the cup that brings thus my lips fashioned the clay, moistened with my own tears, my joy and sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well, your laughter. Rise was oftentimes filled with tears. The deeper sorrow calls into the being, the more joy you can contain. Like yesterday, I was no different, yet I was saved. And I am explaining to the way of life of the people who say every sort wicked thing, but me, I sacrificed the friendship to gain my own soul. I left the dark paths of duplicity and turned my eyes toward the light, where there, salvation, truth, and justice excel, whose large spirit rebels against the injustice of my time. Prefer the exile of servility. It's not to free the true necessary sense of freedom. For your children, you're not yours. House the bodies. Many of us spend time too much not paying attention. One with a drop of water, all bound secrets of the oceans. One aspect of your found existence of yourself and your higher. Getting higher. You're telling secrets to the wind, and no blame to tell it to the trees. I am not what I seem like a garment that I wear. I care not enough to give the protection of my questioning and these for my negligence, and I that dwells the house of the silence, and therefore I should remain forevermore unperceived and unapproachable. In the reason of passion, and the rudder to sails, the soul I can never find the rudder to be broken and tossed adrift for the reason of ruling alone in the forest, confining in passion, attending the flame that burns in its own destruction. Therefore, the soul is a reason to hide the passion. This I say. Poetry is the passion that may live through daily resurrection, like phoenix rise above their own ash. Acts the most men who turn streams into silver and gold, between what is said and not meant, and what meant not said. We obey kings and bend necks before the emperors, but today we kneel for the truth, but only beauty obeys love. He who seeks ecstasy, love, should not complain or suffer. He who seeks ecstasy and love should not complain of suffering. When the joy is looking to the deep of the heart, and you can find it's only there, given for the sorrow this is giving you joy. When you sorrowfully look again to the heart, and you should see that the truth we're weeping for has been to the delightment, or you be delight. Pity the nation that fools the beliefs and unto you. You can follow religion, and you can't get saved, but eat the bread that's not harvest you. The nation.
But if you love, you must have desires. Let these be yours. To melt like running brook that sings its melody to the night. To know the pain too much tender. To be won by your own love and understanding, but believe willingly and joyfully. Wakening at the dawn, wing the heart, give thanks for another love. Resting at noon hour to meditate love's ecstasy. To return home at evening time with gratitude. And to sleep with a prayer for the beloved and heart of the song. Praise for the lips. But with this strong voice, you can only find a matter of the fact that this is the appearance of the things that change according to the emotions. And thus this we see magic and beauty, and then while the magic and beauty is really inside of ourselves, and the living and determination by what life brings to us by your attitude. And so much what happens is we mind looks the other way, find some distraction they deem me mad because I would not sell my days for the gold that I deem mad because they have days of a price of a play to reveal the secrets of the wind. But you should not blame the wind for the revealing of the trees. And we wander seeking, lonely, beginning no day, where ended another sunrise finds us the sunset. Even while we in the earth sleeps, we travel. We are the seeds of the tenacious planet, but this plant is in our greatness, full with a reason, giving to the wind in a sacred act that I slept that dream all joy long, woke with song and I service and serve. Service is a joy. You've been told like a chain. you're weak as the weakest link. But this is but the half truth, and you are so strong as the strongest link. And to measure you by the smallest indeed is to reckon the power of the ocean by fertility of the foam. And to judge your failures is only to cast blame upon the seasons for their inconsistency of themselves. And but what is your friend? You seek them for the hours to kill. No, seek him always with the hours to live. This is to fill your need with the emptiness and the sweetness of the friendship. The love will be the laughter and sharing the good pleasures and the need for the little do's and the heart finds in the mornings and the refreshing. No man can reveal the heart, not with always laughs. Half sleep with the dawning for the knowledge and the teachers who walk in the shadow of the temple among their followers. Give not the wisdom, but rather with the faith. His loving. He is indeed wise, and he did not bid you to enter the house of wisdom, but rather leads you to the thresholds of the mind, the heart, the sweetness of the friendship. Let there be laughter. Sharing a song for pleasure, for you, conversation, and things are done. Hard to find this morning with the refreshing of a new attitude, and it keep you away for the wisdom which not cry, philosophy which should not laugh, and greatness which should not bow. Before, bow, your children, thus with the lips that I denounce, my heart bleeding within, called to the tender name. I was to love last, but only spoken. It was pride half slain that fluttered in dust. It was the hunger for the love that raged with the horseship. I am my own, kneeling in silence, praying forgiveness. My loneliness was born, men praise my false only blade for the silent virtues. This I stand with the reaching of the end, and whether you should know or not, you would be the beginning and what you should sense. Trusting in myself with the dreams and the hidden gate to whatever I can find my own religion after the manner of meeting oneself and one's maker, no one else. These are the words that man knew himself. I am a mankind, but I love myself. But know something, yo, only she's a cell. Leaving your body with the buzz for the tomorrow will only blossom inside the heart for the fragrance to see my breath, and altogether we would rejoice within seasons. And the optimist sees the rose, not the thorns. A pessimist stares at the thorns, oblivious to the rose, but an eye for an eye, and the whole world for the big blind. Eye for the big tree, for the poems of the earth, right up to the sky. We were born together forevermore, and you should be together with the white. Scattered days, and all you can be is together. Silent memory of the Lord and I can be spaces into your togetherness and the winds. The heavens stand between you and I. Love one another, but not make a bond of love. Let it rather be moving seen inside the shores of the soul, but filling up the cups, not for the cup, but giving another the bread, but to eat for not for the same loaf, but to sing and dance and be joyous each one, be alone. Even inside the strings, you can find the lutes and the quiver with the same song for the music, and give your heart should not each cup, keep your container. Only standards yet not too near, for the pillars of the temple are standing apart, and the oaken cypress grows not in twilight. The shadows of the tree of life. Rest, test, the good manners is able to be up with the bad pleasantly. Half of what I say is meaningless, but it's only so far half it reach you. Sadness is but one over the fall in the wall between the two gardens. I have found the truth, but rather, I have found a truth. Say not. I have found the path of the soul.
But if you love, you must have desires. Let these be yours.
But if you love, you must have. But if you love, you must have.
But if you love, you must have.
But if you love, you must have. But if you love, but if you love, you must have desires. Let these be yours. To melt like running brook that sings its melody to the night. To know the pain too much tender. To be won by your own love and understanding, but believe willingly and joyfully. Wakening in the dawn, winging the heart, give thanks for another love. Resting at noon hour to meditate love's ecstasy. To return home at eventide with the gratitude. And to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in the heart of a song. Praise for the lips. But with this strong voice, You can only find them out of the fact that this is the appearance of the things that change according to the emotions. And thus this we see magic and beauty in them, while the magic and beauty is really inside of ourselves and the living and determination by what life brings to us by